What's up? This is Dat Dirty Spoon from the IWC, and this is the wrestling recap for March 26, 2013. First, I'd like to apologize for the lack of content, especially on the road to WresltMania. I'm having a little few moving issues. However, those issues have more recently been resolved, and I am back online. Luckily, the only thing that happened while I was predisposed was two very lackluster editions of Raw, one passable edition of Raw, and two very curious editions of TNA Impact. But I have not been able to adequately dissect TNA as it is no longer on my DVD-R. Part of the parts that were moving that did not move in the exact same order as they did on the way out. So I am going based off basically this last episode of Raw, which was surprisingly watchable. Again, there were two very lackluster editions of Raw in the last couple weeks, but this one that just passed had a hot start, a good first hour, a passable second and third hour, and a very curious closing segment. First off, the road to WrestleMania, we are on that bullet train, and it is going even faster. The undercard is actually being addressed, and some of the undercard matches really have a chance to steal the show. And you know the one I'm talking about. I'm talking about the undercard match that I'm really looking forward to, but there are two of them now. One of the undercard matches is the team of Hell No versus Dolph Ziggler and Big E Langston for the WWE Tag Team Championship. The other undercard match that I'm really looking forward to was made just last Monday night. It is Fandango versus Y2J Chris Jericho. Fandango, I was really curious to see what WWE was going to do. They were introducing a new character on the road to WrestleMania. He's having his first official match at WrestleMania, although he has had some interactions with Jericho in the ring. His first in-ring action will officially be at WrestleMania, and I cannot remember the last act that was debuted at WrestleMania. Jericho's gonna make Fandango look like $1 million. This match has the potential to steal the show, and I'm really looking forward to it. The other match that I'm really looking forward to is the Tag Team Championship match, and it's not really because I want to see Big E Langston also making his debut at WrestleMania, but I really want to see what Dolph Ziggler and another excellent grappler, Daniel Bryan, can do in the ring together. I'm really looking forward to their interaction, and I think that we are seeing a future WWE World Heavyweight Championship match on the grandest stage of them all. Also, the top of the card was addressed. The three main events, the CM Punk versus Undertaker match, the Brock Lesnar versus Triple H match, and the Rock versus John Cena match, all got significant mic time on this past episode of Raw. And I have to say, not everybody used the time that they were given to the best of their abilities. I'm talking to you, John Cena. Now, I think that John Cena has not been as good on the mic for a while. He's given some truly awful promos, and this Monday was really no different. Whenever he was talking, I was yawning. Until he said that I beat myself. That part at the end, first of all, the whole last segment of the past episode of Raw, that was really odd, and I felt completely unnecessary. They could have had the King, they could have had JR just moderate, just have them some questions, just trotting the rest of the legends out. I didn't understand that very much myself. I mean, like I said, it's always good to see Mick Foley on WWE TV. I'm never sad to see Booker T, especially when he starts talking, because sometimes the things that come out of his mouth are just comedy gold, whether he means them to or not. But what can I say? The excellence of execution, it's always good to see him. But I mean, that whole segment, Dusty Rhodes, it didn't do anything to me. It did not add any intrigue to that match. All it did was show how different the old school superstars were, even The Rock in the ring. It just showed me how different they were to John Cena, the only new school act, quote unquote, in the ring. And I don't know. And then John Cena would talk, and it would just be really strange and then nonsensical. And then The Rock would talk, and it would be entertaining and fun. And it was just, yeah. I think that someone needs to sit John Cena down, play these promos in front of him, and say, what were you thinking? Now let's get that thinking back where it needs to be. All of that is if he's going to stay face. Now, I've actually been thinking about this for a while. I took some spare time, stuck around, and I thought about it, and I've been thinking about it. I don't think John Cena is going to turn heel. I think that he's just delivering really bad promos. I don't know if they're on purpose. I don't know if they're on accident. I assume that John Cena just doesn't know what he's doing when he opens his mouth in the presence of great wrestlers from the past. That's it. I will go into a further detail this weekend when I do my WresltMania 29 prediction show. Yep, I'm slating it for Saturday evening after SmackDown because I don't want to spoil anything. But after SmackDown on Friday night, I'll watch it. I'll come home, sleep on it, take a look at the card, and I will give you my full WresltMania prediction show Saturday night. But just to be clear, I'm going to give you a little hint. John Cena is not turning heel. And the very simple reason why is that there is no one that WWE has positioned to take over. And that leads me to my third point of watching Raw. All of the talent that got buried on Raw. I do not know what's the point of burying your secondary title, burying entire tag teams, making your Divas champion look like a punk. I do not see how that betters the future of your product. Basically, what you are conditioning the fans that these champions and that these people who you will need, Wade Barrett, Antonio Cesaro, Caitlyn, the Usos, the Primetime Players, 3MB, well, maybe not so much 3MB, but all those other guys, they have the potential to be bigger stars in the future, but not if you just degrade their worth over and over again today. You're doing this and you're building up guys for the next pay-per-view, but you're not building them up for the future. Anyway, that fact alone tells me that there is 0.1000 chance that John Cena turns heel at WrestleMania. Not a very good chance. But again, that's just me. Anyway, again, like I said, I will have my WWE WrestleMania prediction show this weekend. And then next weekend, I'm probably going to do a final wrap-up of WrestleMania and do any last-minute matches that they announce. I mean, they've already got 9 matches announced for WrestleMania. I don't see them fitting anymore on the card. And I will probably complain about the overrun like I did on Twitter. Those of you follow me on Twitter, right? I said some things about the overrun that were not exactly flattering. But hey, that's why it's called pro wrestling and not banking. This has been that Dirty Spoon from the IWC, signing off.